You're out on the course. Maybe you pure a drive right down the middle, or you finally sink that tricky putt. You feel like you can't miss, right?
Yeah. Invincible.
But then maybe just 2 holes later, everything falls apart. You're shanking irons, talking to yourself, wondering what happened. Every golfer knows that feeling too.
Absolutely. And that kind of whiplash, going from brilliance to just complete frustration. It often comes down to something we barely talk about.
The mental game.
Exactly. The mental game. It's like the silent partner in your round. It can build you up or it can totally sabotage you.
It really can. I mean, Jack Nicklaus famously said golf is 80% mental. Now, maybe you think it's 50%, maybe it's 90%.
Right. The exact number isn't really the point, is it?
No, the point is, everyone agrees. Mastering your mind is absolutely key to mastering your game. You can't get around it.
And it's interesting because you can have the best swing mechanics, the newest gear, but if your head isn't in the right place, well, you're just leaving shots out there. It's foundational.
And that's exactly what we're diving into today. We've gone deep into the source material, mastering the mental game of golf. 5 keys to unlock peak performance. And we're pulling out the really actionable stuff for you.
Yeah, the goal is to help you build that mental strength, take real control out on the course.
So let's dig in. Okay, so we spend all this time on the range, right? We buy the latest driver, maybe even work out. And that's all important, no doubt.
Crucial stuff.
But the source material really hammers this point home. It's your mindset that ultimately decides whether you reach your potential or just get stuck. Why do you think we tend to overlook that mental side so much?
Well, it's a good question. I think it's because it feels less concrete. You can see a change in your grip or feel yourself getting stronger.
Yeah, you can measure swing speed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But thoughts, they're invisible. Yet the source really unpacks how this inner game makes all the difference. The top players, they aren't just physically talented. They have this incredible mental toughness, this clarity. And look, these ideas, they aren't just for the pros on TV. If you want to lower your scores, enjoy golf more, be more consistent, this stuff is absolutely for you.
That really clicks. It's about giving every golfer that edge. Okay, let's get into the first big key from the source, something you see the pros do like clockwork. Key 1, your routine, your wingman.
Yes, Dr. Bob Rotella's line. Your routine is your wingman. It's a great image.
It really is. What does that mean in practice?
Well, a consistent routine, it does way more than just get you physically set. The source points out it's a powerful mental anchor. It helps calm your nerves because it's familiar, it builds confidence, and it really narrows your focus, blocking out all the noise.
Like creating a little bubble.
Precisely. A controlled space right before you hit the shot.
So how do we build this mental wingman? The source breaks it down pretty clearly. First up is the pre-shot routine.
Right. This is where you assess the yardage, pick your club, maybe notice where the trouble is, but, and this is important, without fixating on it.
Don't dwell on the water hazard.
Exactly. Then you visualize or feel the shot you want to hit. Take a practice swing or two that mimics that feel. Step in, take a breath, and commit. Fully commit. It's a very deliberate sequence.
Okay, and then during the shot, what's the advice there?
Keep it simple, minimal thought. The source suggests just one swing key, like smooth tempo or maybe finish your swing. That's it.
Less is more.
Definitely. And don't stand over the ball forever. The longer you stand there, the more time doubt has to creep in. That hesitation, that's a killer for so many shots.
Been there. And it doesn't stop after you hit it, right? There's a post-shot routine, too.
Crucial. You have to accept the result. Good shot, bad shot, accept it without judgment. And if you feel that frustration bubbling up after a bad one...
Which happens?
Oh, it happens. The source has this great practical tip. The glove trick.
The glove trick?
Yeah, literally unfasten your Velcro glove strap or maybe adjust your hat. Do some small physical action to signal to yourself, okay, that shot is over. Let it go. And wait until your head is clear before you even think about the next shot or pick the next club.
That's smart. A physical reset.
It's a powerful way to break that negative loop.
Okay.
And another tip from the source for conserving mental energy. Between shots, actively shift your focus. Think about anything else, your family, the weather, lunch.
Anything but the triple bogey you just made.
Exactly. Save that precious concentration for when you actually need it, right before the next shot.
So these routines, they're not just about going through the motions physically. They're about creating mental structure, clarity, focus. It sounds like it's as much about knowing when not to think as when to think.
You nailed it. That's a huge part of it.
Okay, so routines give us structure. But what about our overall attitude, especially when, inevitably, things go wrong? That brings us to key 2. Mindset growth over perfection. This idea pops up everywhere, but the source really applies it directly to golf.
It does, and the distinction is fundamental. You've got the fixed mindset, I'm just a bad putter, that's just how it is.
I'll never be good out of the sand.
Right. Versus the growth mindset, which is all about, okay, I can get better at this if I practice and learn. And what's really interesting is how golf, because it's so challenging and unpredictable.
It almost demands that growth mindset if you want to stick with it and actually enjoy it.
It really does. You can never perfect it. Every day is different. Every lie is different. You have to adapt.
Yeah, that's true. You can't just rely on doing the same thing perfectly every time.
Exactly. And the source points out that many top players actively cultivate what they call a beginner's mind, even after playing for decades. They're always questioning, always looking for ways to learn and improve.
A beginner's mind, I like that.
Yeah, so believing you can improve, even after a really rough round, isn't just wishful thinking. It's actually a strategic approach to a game that's designed to test you constantly.
It takes the pressure off trying to be perfect, which is impossible anyway. So this key gives you a really powerful way to think about improvement, not just in golf, but really in anything you're trying to learn.
Absolutely.
All right, moving on. Let's talk about key 3. Confidence and attitude be your best teammate. The source really emphasizes how contagious your attitude is and how powerful it is, and it starts with that little voice inside your head.
Oh, that internal chatter is everything. The connection between negative self-talk, beating yourself up, and poor performance is just undeniable.
Yeah, you start telling yourself you're playing badly.
And guess what? You usually do. That inner critic just drains your energy and focus. But the flip side, positive self-talk, it isn't just about, empty affirmations. It genuinely builds resilience. It helps you bounce back from bad shots and keeps you mentally in the game.
So practically speaking, how do you make that shift? If you catch yourself thinking, oh, I'm just awful with this wedge today.
You actively reframe it. The source suggests something like, okay, my technique is sound, just a matter of time before I start hitting these close. Or, all right, focus on the process for this next one. It's a conscious change in your internal language.
But what about those times when it feels really tough? Like after a truly disastrous hole, maybe a snowman on the card. Those positive thoughts can feel pretty fake then. Does the source address that kind of deep frustration?
That's a very real scenario, and yes, the source acknowledges it. It argues that true confidence isn't about pretending bad shots don't happen or never feeling frustrated. It's about maintaining your composure through those moments.
Emotional regulation.
Exactly. It's about treating every single shot as a completely new opportunity. Wipe the slate clean. Don't let one bad shot or even one bad hole snowball into ruining the whole round. Keep your emotions as level as you can.
Your playing partners will probably appreciate that too.
Definitely. And your scorecard will reflect it. The source actually highlights the power of positive self-talk in golf as a core theme, emphasizing just how vital that internal support system is. You really have to learn to be your own best teammate out there.
Especially when things aren't going your way. Makes sense. Okay, let's shift to key 4. Focus what you think is what you get. This one really caught my eye because it talks about how our brains process instructions, sometimes in ways that work against us. Can you explain that idea about the brain not really processing don't?
Yes, this is fascinating and so important for golf. Think about it. If I tell you right now, don't think about a blue tree.
Okay, I just pictured a blue tree.
Exactly. Your brain latches onto the main image, blue tree. It doesn't really register the don't effectively. So when you're standing on the tee, looking at a lake, and your main thought is, don't hit it in the water.
Your brain is hearing water, water, water.
Precisely. It focuses your attention on the very thing you want to avoid. And often, well, that's where the ball ends up going.
We've all done it. Stood there thinking, don't slice it, OB, and then watched it sail right out of bounds.
So the crucial takeaway here is you have to reframe your thoughts. Focus entirely on what you want to happen, on your target. So instead of don't hit the water,
it becomes aim for the left edge of the fairway, or focus on that tree in the distance.
Exactly. Direct your mind, your focus towards the positive desired outcome. And what the source really emphasizes here, the sort of golden nugget, isn't just about avoiding negatives. It's understanding why this happens.
Okay.
Your brain prioritizes attention over intention. It goes where you point it, basically. It's not trying to mess you up when you think don't hit the water. It's just diligently focusing where you've directed its attention, the water.
Ah, okay. So it's not fighting you. It's just following instructions, even bad ones.
Right, which means making precise, positive target visualization, not just a nice to have, but a skill you absolutely have to train, just like your swing mechanics.
So for you listening, this is something you can change immediately. Just altering how you frame your thoughts before a shot can genuinely steer your brain, and likely your ball, towards a better result. It's super practical.
Hugely practical.
Now, let's tackle key 5. Managing nerves and fear turn butterflies into fuel. First, tee jitters. Feeling shaky over a 3-foot putt to win the match. If you felt that, guess what? You're normal.
Completely normal. The source makes point of saying even the best players in the world feel nerves. Tiger Woods is quoted saying, "If I'm not nervous on the first tee, it means I don't care enough."
That's a great way to look at it.
It really is. It reframes the whole experience.
Right.
The core idea here is don't try to eliminate nerves. Instead, learn to welcome them, maybe even use them.
Use them. How?
See them as a sign that you're ready, that you're engaged, that this performance matters to you. That energy, that adrenaline, it can actually sharpen your focus if you channel it right.
Yeah.
The goal isn't to be calm necessarily, but to turn that nervous energy into productive fuel.
Okay, so how do we actually do that channeling? How do we control the anxiety so it doesn't overwhelm us?
Well, the source brings back some tools we've already touched on. Deep breathing is a big one, slows the heart rate, calms the physical symptoms. Your pre-shot routine, that's key 1, again provides that crucial structure and familiarity when things feel intense.
Ah, the wingman.
Exactly. And positive self-talk key 3 helps you manage the thoughts that often fuel anxiety. They all work together as a system.
So it's not about finding one magic bullet for nerves.
No, it's about having a process. The source emphasizes that the more consistent your overall process is, your routine, your thinking, how you handle outcomes, the more grounded and in control you'll feel, even when the pressure is on.
So this key gives you real practical tools. It helps you take something that feels like a weakness, those butterflies, and potentially turn it into a strength by managing and channeling that energy.
That's the idea. Turn it into fuel.
Okay, now for a really cool bonus tip from the source that kind of ties a lot of this together, the idea of using a mental game scorecard.
Yeah, this is fantastic. And it's not about writing down your pars and bogeys.
Right, this is different.
Totally different. The source suggests that instead of just tracking your physical score, you actually track your mental process. So, after a shot, or maybe at the end of each hole, you ask yourself some questions.
Like what?
Like, did I fully commit to that shot? Did I visualize my target clearly? Did I execute my pre-shot routine properly? Did I handle the result of the last shot well?
I love this. Because it shifts the focus entirely onto things you can actually control: your effort, your discipline, rather than just the outcome, which can be unpredictable.
Exactly. And the idea is to give yourself a point for each yes. And what the source strongly suggests, and frankly what a lot of experience shows, is that when your mental game score is high,
Your physical score tends to go down.
precisely, there's often a direct correlation. It gives you a tangible way to measure if your mental practice is actually working and paying off on the course.
Yeah.
I've definitely found this helpful for myself.
Me too. It reinforces the right habits.
And that really gets to the heart of the message from this source material. Look, golf is hard. We all know that.
Understatement.
Right. But it's even harder if your mental game isn't strong. The takeaway is crystal clear. Training your mind is just as vital, maybe even more vital, than grooving your swing.
So it's really encouraging you, the listener, to embrace that challenge. Stay positive, yes, but more importantly, commit to the process. Focus on executing your mental keys.
And if you do that consistently, over time, the source promises you'll find more consistency in your game, probably more enjoyment too, and yeah, ultimately those lower scores we're all chasing. This mental scorecard is a great tool to help you measure that progress.
So that wraps up our deep dive into mastering the mental game of golf. We've hit on some really powerful keys: building those reliable routines, cultivating a growth mindset instead of chasing perfection.
Being your own best teammate with positive self-talk, focusing sharply on your target, not the trouble, and learning to manage nerves, even use them as fuel. It really drives home how much this game is played between the ears.
It really does. And you know, what strikes me is how broadly applicable these principles are.
Oh, absolutely. Think about it. Routines for consistent performance at work, growth mindset when facing a new challenge, positive self-talk before a presentation.
Focusing on goals amidst distractions. Managing nerves in a high-stakes meeting.
Exactly. These aren't just golf tips. They're really strategies for performing better in almost any area of life.
That's a great point. So as you head into your week, whether you're playing golf or just dealing with everyday life, here's something to chew on. What specific part of your mental game, on or off the course, are you going to consciously choose to work on and strengthen this week?
Good question to ponder.
Until next time, keep digging deeper.